Well, it's been a bit of a rocky ride for some tech firms that have now gone public. But now a new round of companies are getting ready for their Wall Street debut. Joining me now is global strategist Dr. Olaf Groth with UC Berkeley's Haas School of Business. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Happy Friday to you and your viewers, Liz. Thank you.
Happy Friday. All right, we're talking about companies like Instacart and Arm, and it sounds like they're proceeding with a bit of caution. They're not jumping in with both feet.
That's right, because the stakes are very high, right? These companies are three very major players that are now starting to prepare for IPOs. And if these IPOs don't go well, meaning if the opening price then starts to sink and let's say in a couple of days or a week from now, the price is below the opening price, then that will be a signal to the market that these IPOs were too early, that the tech industry is still suffering from lack of demand, and so on and so forth. If they go well, then that is a major signal for the tech industry, and we could be seeing a comeback for tech that, as you know, has been sluggish for the past year or so. And in order to make sure that the positive effects happen, these companies are now starting to attract investors bit by bit, strategic investors that are actually interested in, purchasing the product that these IPO companies produce, as well as cornerstone financial investors that will signal to other financial investors this is going to be a good financial deal, whether you buy the product or not. And so they're selling small sub 10% stakes to these investors in order to prove the point pre-IPO that this is worth doing and de-risking the actual event. This is going to be important for the Bay Area specifically because, of course, Instacart is based here, but moreover, Arm, which is UK based, has a lot of customers like Apple and Microsoft and Intel that are based here and that are doing multi-billion-dollar deals with Arm. And so the ripple effects of this will be important for the Bay Area to monitor.
I want to ask one more question, though, about the jobs report released today. Employers added 187,000 jobs in August. That's a bit better than expected, but there's still some economic concerns overseas, particularly in China. Can you quickly talk about that?
Yeah, so China and Europe continue to ail and have very sluggish growth, and that's, of course, a big problem globally speaking. China has made some very big mistakes in how it is stimulating consumption, domestic consumption, and now with trade halting and with its demographics starting to look upside down, that is really coming home to roost. The U.S., meanwhile, however, is chugging along. It's not growing tremendously, but at 2.1% GDP growth and still, healthy job market figures and a slowing in inflation. Despite healthy consumer spending, we're doing okay. And, we're not really in a bear market. We're not really in a bull market either. We're kind of like an Amarillo happily trotting along, but ready to withdraw into its shell at any moment, right? So we're going to have to see what the Fed does with that during next month's decisions on whether or not to increase rates. My guess is it will not do that next month, but it might do it again toward the end of the year, just to make sure that the economy doesn't lag in still overheating. So stay tuned on this one. For now, good news, we're reasonably stable.
All right, Dr. Olaf Groth with UC Berkeley. Thanks so much for joining us.
All right, thank you, Liz. Take care.